Let me
Thank you
bring
very
in
much.
another Michigan lawmaker, Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. And Congresswoman, what do you make of the president's remarks today? We reported he spoke to both the union and industry leaders yesterday. So are you satisfied with the president's public response, given how often he touts his pro-labor credentials?
So, look, I've been probably more engaged than most people, talking to everybody on both sides. It's been a lot of time in union halls. I am not somebody that believes that this president should intervene in this strike or where we are. This is something that's got to be resolved between the companies and the workers. I think it's very important that the president show the workers he is standing with them strong. They're looking for that signal. I know the White House feels that they're in a difficult place. I have been working with Gene Sperling all summer. I probably right now talk to him 10 times a day. They are closely monitoring what is going on. They are listening. I think we need to think in the public policy arena what it is that we can do to support this transition. You know, this is not a talking point moment. This is where the rubber is hitting the road about the future of this auto industry. I'm not old, but I'm seasoned. I've watched a lot of contract negotiations, and this, without fail, is the most important one I will probably witness in my lifetime.
Certainly, Congresswoman. I know you've been around the auto industry a very long time, but I understand you, and I appreciate what you say, that this needs to be negotiated between the workers and the car makers. But given that President Biden, this is one of his main issues, is there a danger for him appearing too hands-off here?
Well, I think he does need to show people that he is engaged. It's monitoring. What kind of policies can he help do? I've said for a while, I've said to everybody, we got a problem with labor. In that I'm in the union halls. I am in a union hall during the pandemic. I wasn't able to, but every weekend I am in a union hall. I'm going to tell you, in 2015, 2016, I warned Democrat Donald Trump could win Michigan, and everybody thought I was crazy. Now, I know, but I've talked to the president. I mean, anybody who knows me knows I talk to everybody to make sure that they understand what the issues are. And, you know, part of the issues in this contract are very clear. COLA. My colleague, Senator Peters, talks about it, but people don't understand that the union workers gave up COLA in 2008 and 2009, have not had a cost of living adjustment since those times, and now their real wages are almost 10% behind where they were in 2008 and 2009. We have to address the tier system, but not even in these contract negotiations, and probably what is the most important issue, but you can't talk about it because of labor law, is that transition to the battery, from the internal combustion engine to the battery. Who's going to make those batteries? How are they going to be paid? Where are they going to be built? And we do have a role to play in that. I consistently and constantly tell my colleagues that as we go to EVs, we've got to address the foundation that's got to be there and in place. And it's not either or, it's both. But the worker has to have a just transition. We have to watch out for the worker in this transition period.
Certainly, Congresswoman, a critical inflection point in the history of the auto industry. But let's talk more about the president's campaign. We showed a poll earlier that more than 60% of Americans do not believe that President Biden is mentally sound enough to serve as president. That number includes a quarter of Democrats and nearly 70% of independents. So what do you make of those numbers?
So first of all, I'm going to tell you that everybody knows this at MSNBC, and Chuck Todd knew it well. I don't believe in polls, because you all keep giving me all these polls and told me I was crazy when I said Donald Trump was going to win Michigan. And I was right and you were wrong. And I'm in those halls and I know what people are saying, and it's a year out from this race. So this is just another poll that's an inflection of time that you all are going to use to make a lot of noise about. I'm going to listen to what the voters are really thinking and what the choice is going to be and who it's going to be between. Now, President Biden has got to show people how engaged he is, what he's paying attention to, making sure he's fighting for those issues that working men and women across this country care about. He's going to do it during this auto strike. He's going to do it for the next year. And ask me next October what I think and who's going to win, because I get out every weekend. I talk to real people. Polls don't talk to real people.
Congresswoman Dingell, we cover a lot of things on this program. We cover polls, we cover voices of voters, we cover politicians. We greatly appreciate your time here for speaking with us about a very important issue. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.